Hi everybody, Playtendoguy here and welcome to my review of Prey. To say that 2017 has had a lot of great games is a bit of an understatement, with many games, especially Japanese games, seen in very impressive sales. But one game that is set to go under the radar this year is Arcane Studios' reimagining of Prey, which is a shame because it's actually one of this year's best. Prey is a reimagining of the 2006 game with a whole new setting, characters and narratives, and bar the name, this Prey is rather unrelated to that 2006 game. The story of Prey goes like this: you are Morgan Yu, a scientist on the space station Talos 1, and the game starts off like any normal day for Morgan, but it doesn't last too long, as during an experiment some seriously creepy shit goes down and you collapse in all the commotion. You wake up in your flat and it feels all but a dream, but you soon realise it's nothing as it seems, as you're actually on the spaceship Talos 1 and the ship is being overrun by a creepy alien species called the Typhoon. It's your job to rid the spaceship of these nasties and uncover the secrets of Talos 1 along the way. The story itself is rather interesting, especially for the first couple of hours when there's plenty of intriguing moments to pull you in. And while the cutscenes only tell you so much, it's exploring and reading the emails of the inhabitants of the ship that really does add to the story, as you find out more about the space station and what really went wrong in the first place. Now on to the gameplay, and exploring is what you'll be doing for the main part of the game, and exploration is what Prey does so very well. The space station Talos 1 is fairly large and has many different areas full of secrets and puzzles to solve. You're not just limited to the space station, however, you can also don a spacesuit and go and explore outside the space station, and while there isn't a lot out there, it is quite fun and exhilarating at times. As you go through the space station, you'll be facing up against loads of Typhoon along the way, and these aliens come in many different flavours. You have the creative Mimic, which can hide itself as any object in the game and jump out and attack you without you even knowing it. Trust me, the first time you encounter one of these guys, you'll be wary of everything in the game for a little while. There's also these enemies that hypnotise humans, as well as these gigantic things called the Nightmare. Some of these enemies do look the part, but at the end of the day they are all black blob things, and it doesn't do wonders for enemy variation. Combat in the game can also be a bit iffy, as these enemies do like to zip around the screen at stupid speeds, so you'll be wasting a fair bit of ammo at shooting at nothing. The weapons in the game vary from your standard shotgun, pistol, to even a wrench and a fun foam dart gun that is very useful, even though it doesn't actually do any damage. But for me, the best and most unique weapon in the game is the glue gun, which works as both a weapon and a tool. It can freeze many enemies and create staircases to reach higher areas, as well as stopping fires and electricity from hurting you. One of the most fun and interesting things about Prey is the many different powers and abilities you can enhance Morgan with. As you go through the game, you'll be picking up loads of these things called neuromods, and these can be spent on upgrading Morgan with extra health, strength and stealth abilities. But once you get hold of the psychoscope, the real fun begins. Morgan can use the psychoscope to scan the many different enemies in the game, and once you've scanned so many, Morgan will be able to use their abilities like mimicking items, throwing a kinetic blast, to even allowing you to mind control enemies. Like in Dishonored and Bioshock, the powers you can use in Prey can dramatically change the way you play the game, and are well worth investing and experimenting with. But be careful if you install too many abilities, the space station defences will think you're not human and turn against you. Lengthwise, Prey is also a pretty lengthy game. If you go straight from beginning to end, only completing the main missions, then you're talking around 10 to 12 hours. But if you go through the game, taking your time and completing the pretty large list of side missions that do have some rather good stories along with them, then you're talking anywhere from 25 to 30 plus hours. On the technical side, Prey looks rather impressive with some great and atmospheric looking vistas, though it isn't without its problems. On PS4 Pro I experienced texture popping, and the game occasionally pulls in for a split second for no reason whatsoever, which is disappointing. The game's loading can also be on a bit of a long side, taking upwards of a minute to load, and some may be disappointed to hear the game only runs at 30 FPS, but to the game's credit it does stick to the 30 FPS cap for most of the time. Conclusion time now, and it's nice to be surprised once in a while. Prey is a flawed but very enjoyable sci-fi romp. Its huge space station is a joy to explore, with plenty of nooks and crannies to find. And while the enemies may lack variety and there can be a few technical problems, it is worth it, as the interesting story and setting will continue to pull you in. Prey gets an 8 out of 10 with the title of Great. Thank you for watching my review, like, rate and subscribe, and until next time, happy gaming. Bye.